Most men will never say this out loud, but they are tired. Tired of being the rock for everybody else, tired of pretending that they've got everything handled, and tired of fighting battles that no one even knows that they are fighting at work, at home, and inside of their own heads. But yet, they keep going. They keep showing up because that's what men do, right? We don't ask for help, we just keep pushing through. But that mindset, it's quietly breaking us apart. In this video, I'm going to talk about why so many men are suffering in silence and what actually changes when you stop trying to do everything alone. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Spencer Gallo. I'm a men's health, fat loss, and metabolism coach who has helped dozens of men over 30 with careers and families lose 20 plus pounds, rebuild their strength, and finally feel proud of the man in the mirror again. All that without giving up their work, their families, or their lives that they have built in order to do it. Because for most men, the real problem isn't actually knowing what to do, it's having no one in their corner when things get hard. And what I really want to talk about is the month of November, or Movember for me. And this is about more than just growing a mustache. This is about starting conversations that most men are avoiding until it is way too late. Every single week, I talk to guys who have built amazing careers, they have incredible families, and they have great lives. But inside and honestly a little bit outside, they're running on empty and they don't feel proud when they look in that mirror. They're not lazy guys, they're just alone in everything they're doing. And that is ultimately the problem. Because men are not designed to do anything alone. We thrive in brotherhood, in connection, in having structure. And that's what this video is going to be about. Learning how to build that brotherhood and that confidence again. So let's start with the age-old lie that we have been taught since we were kids. We have been told to just man up. I recall my own family and friends saying things like nut up and shut up or put on your big boy pants. We're just told to handle it, to push through. And it is ingrained in our minds as men to not burden anybody with our problems. And that works until it doesn't. Until you hit that point where your body is off, your energy is gone, your confidence is slipping, and you don't even know who to talk to about getting some help. Because who do you want to vent to? Your wife? Your boss? Your buddies who all look like they've had their lives together since college? Probably not. So you stay quiet, you put your head down, and you just continue to grind through plans that haven't been working, didn't work before, or maybe you just accept that, hey, you know what, this is how life is now. But that silence doesn't make you stronger. It actually is just keeping you stuck. And when men isolate, your habits start to slide. You drink another beer or two, you skip the gym a couple more days, you start eating like crap, not paying attention to what you're eating, your stress starts to skyrocket, no one's calling you out, and you just keep burning out, and your identity is going to start to take a huge hit. You start believing that this version of you is who you are. Now listen, I've coached men who are 40 pounds overweight, exhausted, and convinced that they didn't have it in them anymore to lose the weight. But the second that we brought them into the system, they had the structure, the feedback, and the brotherhood of guys walking the same road with them, everything changed for them. This isn't just a random theory or me spouting some sales nonsense. I have seen this firsthand. Guys who know that they are struggling but cannot admit it yet. One of the men that I work with, Sean, reached out to me all the way back in 2023. We talked about his goals. He wanted to lose weight, get his energy back, show up stronger for his family, but he wasn't ready to admit that he needed help then. So he went back to trying it alone, pushing harder, dieting stricter, starting over every few months. And almost a year later, he finally joined one of my free 14-day challenges. 6 months after that, as a one-on-one client, he had lost 30 pounds. But more than that, he finally felt proud of himself again. He was confident, present, he was leading his kids by example, and he wasn't hiding behind this concept of exhaustion or I don't have time or I'm just going to be who I was. Here's the thing though, it wasn't the new workouts. It wasn't a better diet that changed anything. It was the fact that he finally admitted that he couldn't do it alone. He reached out for help, and that is what broke the cycle. It wasn't more discipline. It was having more honesty with himself. But to be honest, brotherhood doesn't just mean joining a group or paying for a coach. It starts smaller than that. It starts with the men who are already around you, that small circle that you already have. Here's what that might actually look like for you. Find one person that you trust, whether it's your coworker, a buddy, your brother, maybe it is a coach, somebody who is also trying to get better in their own lives. You don't need a dozen people because, let's be real, as we get older, our circles are getting smaller and smaller. But what you do need is just one person that you can be honest with and vice versa. Next is you need to set a shared standard. Pick something simple, measurable, and realistic. Maybe it's hitting 3 workouts a week. Maybe it's not drinking Monday to Thursday. Maybe it's only drinking a limited quantity on Friday through Sunday. Whatever it is, write that down and commit to doing that together. Then you just need to check in weekly. No excuses here, no reasons not to do it. This isn't a vent session, this isn't a bullshit session, this isn't just to make shit up. This is to report what did you do, what didn't you do, how can you make it better, how can you improve next week. If you keep it data driven, not emotional, you're going to move yourself further forward. And then you have to call each other up, not out. If one of you starts to slip, if one of you starts to fall down that rabbit hole, conversation isn't, hey man, you failed, you got to start over like they teach you in 75 Hard. It's more about what changes can you make this week so that we don't repeat that. Do that for 1 month and watch what happens. Consistency will stop becoming a solo act, and you will start to realize how much easier it is to stay on track when you are doing it with somebody else. That is the real accountability, that structure and honesty, and honestly, that shared standard between two men who refuse to settle. And look, most men don't fail because they're weak either. They fail because they're trying to do this all alone. The moment that you stop white knuckling your life, you start surrounding yourself with the right men, everything is going to change for you. Your habits will stick better. Your energy will get higher. You start leading yourself again, whether it's at home, at work, in your own life. That is what having a brotherhood surrounding you does. It rebuilds the man behind that facade, behind that muscle, behind any of that weight that you need to lose. So if you've been trying to hold all this together by yourself, it's time to stop. You're not weak for needing support. You're actually smart for knowing what's missing. So I encourage you to join the Better Man Project. This is my free community built specifically for men just like you, husbands, fathers, corporate professionals, whatever it is. If you are ready to rebuild your body, your habits, your life with other brothers who won't let you settle, it's time to join this community. The link is in the description if you want to join, and it's completely free because your comeback doesn't just start when you get motivated. It starts when you stop going after everything alone.